The gate set command has been created to make programming multiple gates more efficient. It combines the filtering and going through the gate all into one command, and you can do multiple gates in this one command. So to keep things simple, I started out by programming a questionnaire using gates. So for each gate that I want somebody to pass through, the criteria needs to filter in which respondents go through that gate. So here I'm asking two simple questions. What brand of car do you have and what color of car? And then I've got 3 gates for them to go through depending on what brand of car they have. And then each gate has a certain number of pass-throughs that it can go through. What I'm able to now do in the gate set command is combine all of these filters and gates into one command. So I've taken this questionnaire here and basically copied it into a new one. And instead of using filters and gates, I'm going to use the gate set command. So after I've asked my 2 questions, here at this plus sign, I'm going to click and I'm going to go to quota management, and I'm now going to click gate set that's been added to your selections. When this opens up, it has a table that you can make larger or smaller based on whether or not you want to add rows to it or add columns to it. And within these, you can have single criteria or you can have multiple criteria. So I'm going to start out with just this first column and name it brand. And in this row, I'm going to count people going through what in essence is the Chevy gate. And then this is going to be the Dodge gate. And then I'm going to add a row for the Ford gate. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, by clicking on this, I'm going to actually want 5 people to go through the Chevy gate. I click here and I want 5 people to go through the Dodge gate, and I want 8 people to go through the Ford gate. Okay, and you'll see as I'm clicking on each of these cells, down here under conditions is where I define my filter of who passes the criteria to go into this gate. So starting with the Chevy, I say I want to select from the car brand question. I want everybody with the answer of Chevy that has selected that answer. And now I'm going to go to Dodge, and it's going to allow me basically to do the same thing then for Dodge that have selected. And now for Ford, I can go through and click Ford, and is to split, whoops, is with answer is a Ford, and Ford is selected. Okay, so now I have each of these criteria that it's going to go through the gate and it's going to evaluate whether or not they're a Chevy person, and if so, and it's less than 5 people already in that gate, it can go through. Otherwise, it's going to go on to wherever you send it. So down here in the bottom, you'll see if the gate is full, where do I want to go? And in this case, if any of these gates are full, then I'm going to have it go to an over quota. Okay. The other thing that we can do in here, you'll notice I'm not using this second column. Okay, so I can delete that column by clicking that X. Okay, if it comes back, I want to add it back, then I can just click add column. If I was looking to do something more detailed where I wanted Chevy people with different colors, I could have my different colors across the top And I could have my criteria for each one of these be twofold and say I wanted Chevy users or Chevy owners that have red cars, or Dodge owners that have black cars. And I could put those across here. And again, by clicking on my cell, I can add and put additional criteria in there if I need it. So I could say what brand and what color, and have an entirely much larger grid with more detailed gates if needed. In this case, I don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and click the X, and I can get rid of that criteria. Okay. Another option that you have here is, notice down at the bottom, it says exit gate set as soon as a single gate is entered. Okay. In this case, they can only qualify for one of these things. Now, if I wanted to add another criteria in here, say color, I could continue in here by adding more rows, right? And I could say red, black, and I could say, okay, I want 10 red cars, and I want, let's say 10 black cars. And these could be completely separate from what you're getting here by allowing them to qualify for something here and then going through each one. Okay, in this case, I can say exit gate set as soon as I've gone through a gate if I didn't have these two colors in here, because they're only going to qualify for one. So once they've qualified for one gate, they can go out. But if I'm adding two questions that are completely unique of each other, I can say, go through all the gates and see if they qualify or not, because they may qualify for more than one. So again, I can do a lot of mix and matching in here, and the level of detail I can keep it singular and have it based on one thing and do multiple questions in here again by saying, okay, what color I want with the answer of red selected. Oop, I'm in black. All right, so we'll go to black is selected. And then here and go to red, and I can set that condition as well. And that takes the place then of having to set up filters and gates for each criteria that you want to have them pass through.